Asked me to do a video about back office, the operational case studies for November 24 and 25. And today I'd like to tell you this story in such a way that it's easier for you to remember, and in the exam at least then you can relate what exactly is the actual back office is all about. And this story, I'll pretend myself as the finance officer. That's what it says on the actual case study as well. And I will give a little bit of the information about my company and what we produce, how we produce, how we take the market, how do you take the product to the market, and a bit more on the product and a little bit on finances. Now, let me tell you the story. The back office was established by my boss or managing director and the founder, James Arlo. On the actual case study, you can see a bit more about the founder. These are the founder of, well, not these are the founder. James is the founder of the company, and a few other important people in my company is Hilary Seck, who is the finance director. You can see sales and marketing. James Rossi is important figure as she's important figure as well, because you can see how the product are taken to the market and how it's been sold. And production director is quite important as well, how what are the processes of the production and a bit more, and research and development. And then you can see a few more people on within our organization, and they all have been in the company since 2017, I think, or 2015 in some cases. So it's quite important for us to understand the foundation of the company. And if you look into actual finances, our company is doing really, really well. Now you must be wondering why it's doing so well. So the philosophy of the company and what we produce, what is the trend in the market is really, really key actually. And that's the one reason we're doing really, really well. Our company is in the country called Hatchland, is in it's in Western Europe, and the country itself is really, really fashionable. Lots of people are really into fashion trend and all that, and our product is developed in such a way that it's easier for everyone to use. It's like people can relate, people can take the product to the work. It's very trendy, it's very strong, and as I said before, our founding director was in the business for a very long period of time. He used to work for a similar company before, and that's how the product and the company ethos was was developed actually. His main mission is to produce the most beautiful, useful, durable, and comfortable office backpack. And that is the one reason you can see how we are doing so well. You can see more about our company on the actual case studies as well. And if you look into the actual industry itself, it's really interesting. The actual global backpack market is nearly 17.2 billion in 2023, and it's expected to grow to 31.38 billion by 2030. So the actual compound annual growth rate is nearly 9%, so which is really, really good. And if you look at the actual market segment, travel market segment covers 48% of that, where other includes our back office is in 31% market share, which is in other segment actually, and the hiking and camping is 21% market share. So our company has done really well in 2023. We did 650 million pound in sales, and the growth rate of our company is higher than the other company, which is really, really good in current climate, which is really, obviously you can see the finances further down. Now, before I go more detail on the actual finances, I'd like to give a little bit what we do, what sort of product we produce. It's good to know the actual product itself. And we produce 4 different type of product. 3 are on a premium range. You can see on here, Ufico, Capsula, and Scravenia. These are our premium product, and we do our EDC. It's a daily backpack as well. That's the one other product we do for for our daily use. Daily use. Commuter who goes to work and utilize an everyday use. These are the three products that you use, and these are the product. And you might be wondering, how does it work in terms of how does it goes to market? Is there any procedure? What's your research and development process and how it works? Now let me give a little bit of breakdown on that as well, so that you'll understand the design and the actual how it's handed over to the factory and that side of it. So it starts with CAD, which is computer aided program. That's how the actual design side is done. And then we make a pattern of our product. Then the prototype is done, and then we do tests on the prototype. The prototype is tested, within our research team, and once it's all done, it goes to the factory. But the one thing you need to remember is we do actually really intense research and development program, and it takes nearly 6 to 1 year. The time frame is quite long actually, and when product doesn't do well, or then it's really kind of waste of resources and money and finances. And when I'm saying about this actual process, I might need to tell a little bit of failure as well, because recently we launched one product where it didn't go well, and we kind of had to withdraw the actual product from the market. So because of that, we have to be careful when you are launching the new product. And if it doesn't work, then if you don't do actual good market research, then it's going to impact the profitability of the business, because your finance will be tied up in the product that doesn't do well in the market. So once the product goes to the market, then what happens? Let me explain you. We've got 4 different processes. First one is cutting, other one is sewing, final assembly, and packaging. For example, cutting, we got quite a bit of process on there. We got 120 individual fabric, once different pieces, individual fabric, 120 different pieces, and after that, it goes to the sewing stage, where we do put our jib in there, and then the final assembly is done, packaging is done, and then it is sent to the market. Basically, that's how it works. It goes to distribution channel. That's how it works. But one thing on here you need to remember is we use batch production. That's quite interesting and quite important things for you to know, because when you do batch production, you are doing one type of batch or one type of bag as one stage. That means there is good control on actual production stage. If you do mismatch, if you don't plan as per the batch, then there might be lots of wastages. So while I'm in the same sort of when I'm explaining about our product and how the manufacturing process works, let me tell a little bit about the product line, what we use to produce such a good product with elastic nylon. It is really strong. This is the main component for our bag. The only thing to remember is we use the only one supplier for this, and always hold 2 months inventory. So because of that, our working capital cycle might be a little bit higher, because we have to use that plastic nylon for the particular product. And we use cotton fleece. And cotton fleece is basically it's used when you are sending when you're packing the product as well. Actually, we use cotton on that side as well, actually. And the zipper, we use TZG manufacturing zipper, and that zipper is from the global supplier. So we can buy from one global supplier for actual zip. And then we use foam, padding, thread, buckles, and other accessories. And then I talked about packaging anyway. So that's how the packaging side works. So and you've got to understand the whole process. So we talked about the manufacturing process. We talked about what sort of product goes in there. Now we did talk about the actual the research and development side as well. Once everything is done, how does it work in terms of how does it go to the market? What's your distribution channel? What's your market segment like? This is quite important thing to understand as well. For our product itself, we sell most of our product within Hatchland, and then again there is 2 channel we use, because most of the product is sold by, most products are sold by retail, which is 60% of our sales are goes through retail sector, and the 40% is done by online. Basically, that's how our product works. And again, I did say, I'm not sure if I said, but our global, the actual market segment is really travel is 48%, the other is 31, and hiking is 21%. We are under 31%, the other segment. That's what we do. We are mainly on medium-sized European backpack brands, and we got 10 competitors within the European sector. And if you look into revenue, our revenue 2024 was 16.1 million, whereas 2023 was 14.6. So that's the sort of, you can see the growth of 10.2% growth, which is great. And gross margin is 49.2, and 2023 was 47.6, which is 3.4% growth. So you can see it's a healthy growth on there. And if you talk about operating profit, 2.7 million, which is 21.1 million, a 1% increase from last year's. Receivable collection period 34.7 days. Last year was 35.2, so 0.5 days shorter in 2024. But basically, remember, the only 60% of our sales are done by retail, and that's the sector that impacts with the receivables amount, actually. So that's the one thing you need to remember. Other thing to highlight is we did talk about, I think, did we talk about different product? Yeah, we did talk about different product. Yeah, we did talk about different product. We got three our premium product. One is EDC pack, which we did discuss. By the way, in exam, it's best for you to know the case study in which line what you have. For example, if I want to look into the actual product, go further down or further up or whatever. You need to understand a bit more on that. Now, let me tell you a little bit of our upcoming project. Our upcoming project, we got 4 upcoming projects actually. This is something that's coming up in the market. The one is PET, polyethylene terephthalate, one of the bag, which is they use recycled bottles that is cheaper than ballistic nylon. That's the one thing. That's one product coming in the market. For now, we've got 2 suppliers shortlisted for that. That's the one thing we should remember, and we are hoping that product to be in the market January 2025. The other one is Modis range. This range we use removable packs, and the only thing to remember on Modis pack is, I think, let me just show you in here. Modis pack is this will replace, basically it's likely to be, the actual cost is likely to be higher than EDC backpack. That's the one thing we should know about the Modis pack. And the other one is recycled backpack. That's the one thing that's coming to the market as well. However, there is further research is needed for cycle backpack, because there is, I think, one of our competitors is planning to run similar backpack. And the fourth one is cabin bag. So these are the products that are coming to our market. And overall, let me just signpost you to what happened so far. We talked about our company. The company is in Hatchland. The only thing to say in terms of the budgeting, we do incremental budgeting to budget, and then we talk about the absorption costing based on the labor hour. That's how we do costing and all that. But for the preparation of the exam, what I can suggest to you is you need to basically look into the actual CIMA's blueprint, CIMA exam blueprint, where there are quite a few I-can statements. For example, the first one is prepare costing information for different purposes to meet the needs of management. That's the one. That's around 12 to 18% weighing on the actual levels. That's the one thing you need to look into it. Try to understand the costing using digital platform. That's that is, you might need to. They might ask you how to gather the information by using digital sources. That's the one thing you need to start looking into it. And then whenever you're answering the question, always relate the answer with the actual case studies. Just the definition itself, you'll only get very basic point. You're not gonna get the additional point. To get additional point, you have to relate that with the actual case studies. And the second part, we'll to think about the budget. What sort of budgeting information we currently been using, and what information required for for future if they want to improve the efficiency within the company. That's the one thing you might need to use. I think on the actual case study it says prepare a budget information and access it used for planning and control purpose. That's the one thing you need to think of, and use different type of budgeting. You need that as well. And the other one is analyze performance using financial non-financial information. That's important as well. um, or you need to understand the KPIs. You just think the bigger picture. That's the important part. And then you might need to think about corporate governance. That's the one thing you need to think as well. That's the one thing that's try to analyze, try to link these case studies with the corporate governance where possible, but it's not that easy. I think about IFRS, property plant and communal leases. Impairment is quite interesting as well, quite important to know. And whenever you read this, the actual case, try to link it with this CIMA blueprint. That's the one way of understanding. Try to understand a bit more. Inventories, events after reporting period is key. Statement of cash flow. I think there's 1 year we had a little bit of overdrawn. I think it's last year. So that then you need to understand how can you utilize surplus cash. How can you fund the overdraft, because you are launching new product. For new product is coming to the market, you might have lack of product. So how can you source the short-term finance or long-term finance? Those are the things you need to think of. And the other thing is working capital management. That's quite important as well, because if you don't if you don't have sufficient cash resources, then it might be it will impact the long-term plan of the company. And always think about the economic order quantity just-in-time approach, because on this one very likely to use just-in-time approach as well, because the company is sourcing raw materials within the country has land. So just-in-time can be quite useful way of sourcing the product. So these are the key things, and if you find this video useful, please do let me know. I will try to do more on possible questions that might come in the exam. If you find this important, then useful, then I might do it. Hopefully you like the video, or if you don't like it, please do let me know. I'll try to be more specific from next time. And if you want more content, or if you like to know about the potential questions that I think might come in the exam, then I might prepare some, but it all depends. If you want to hear more, please do write some comment below, and I will do accordingly. Thank you.